The Electricity Company of Ghana says it cannot accept blame for last Thursday's power cut in some parts of the country. On October 26, the Ghana Grid Company Limited, GRIDCO, in a statement explained that the cause of the outage was due to limited gas supply to Tema, leading to a shortage of 550 megawatts at peak time. But the Ghana National Petroleum Corporation, GNPC, which is responsible for the payment of services rendered by the West African Gas Pipeline Company, WAPCO, has absolved itself of blame for last Thursday's power supply challenges. Managing Director of ECG, Samuel Dubik Mahama, on PM expressed disappointment over GNPC's handling of the matter, saying the press release was unnecessary.
Conversations concerning WAPCO and GNPC, this is not the first time ECG has had to step in and bail, GNPC out concerning WAPCO. Earlier on in the year, if you quite remember, the same time we were having these conversations with the IPP shutdown, the Friday that they gave us to the next day, when they didn't shut down, the next day WAPCO had taken the gas. ECG stepped in again and provided some good amount of money for WAPCO to, to turn back its operations. We managed it in such a way that nobody even felt it. Now, fast forward to this. I remember receiving letters from them concerning the payments, and you haven't given us what is due us under cash waterfall. Every single person or every single entity under cash waterfall complains about not getting enough. But if you clearly see, their bill is in USD. Mm-hmm. When cash waterfall is doing its denominations, it's in Ghana city. So GNPC, clearly, there's a plan for GNPC to make up whichever shortfall it is. Now, again, legally, ECG has no contract with WAPCO. So the CWM is a suggestive approach to making sure that GNPC gets something on a monthly basis, or even let's say on a weekly or bi-weekly basis, to pay these bills. What is sad in this press release is that they failed to mention what ECG did for them when this thing came up.
What did you do for them?
I don't want to sit, I'm not one to blame. I work with the tools that have been given to me. That's why I feel very sad and disheartened that this statement came out in the first place, because I don't know what purpose it's supposed to serve.
Ranking member on the Mines and Energy Committee of Parliament, John Jinapor, who's also on the show, is worried the lights may go off again if government does not make efforts to pay our energy sector debts, including the IPPs, who we owe so much.
WAPCO is the tip of the iceberg. WAPCO is not the problem. If 20 million can plunge the whole nation into massive load shed with a deficit of 850 megawatts, that should tell you we have a major problem. Look, as we speak, the World Bank LC has been overdrawn by $340 million. That becomes a debt for Ghana. Apart from that, the amount owed to ENI Vitol is $172 million. When you put the two together, you have a debt of $512 million. That is where the problem is. It's a value chain. You see, the energy sector ought to be looked at from a holistic point of view. When you pick just segments and try to address it, another problem would arise. You are looking at sustainability. Are we going to have this again? Let's even assume you've paid WAPCO all their money. Does that resolve the problem? The answer is no. Because the raw gas that you are consuming, you are building huge areas, over 500 million. So if you can't deal with 20 million, then how do you deal with 500 million?
Well, listen to Nana Amoisi, the Executive Director of the Institute of Energy Security, on how we can deal with the situation.
I'd rather ask engineer to direct some of the concern to consumers like us, particularly those who steal power and still expect ECG to function the same. I think it would direct it to governments and their handlers to invest more into the grid system or the distribution system to reduce the losses, and also to migrate from the postpaid, move all the price to prepaid, so that you have less work to do and you can even have your money in advance. Plus, I also think that our communication within the power sector must be streamlined. You don't know who is accountable to the consumer, and power goes out. At one point, you hear ECG sending a communique or an information out. Then, of course, you see Gridco coming in as well. Then today we have GMPC. Who should we listen to? Who must communicate to the consumer?